Hey guys, what's up? It's Beth. I'm back again. Tonight, I'm actually just, as a way to try to get a little bit more comfortable talking in front of the camera and stuff. Tonight, I'm actually going to do a recap of tonight's Monday Night Raw. Um, yeah, it is September 10th, 2018. Actually, it's now September 11th because, it's a little after midnight. It took me a little while to get my talking points together and stuff, but I'm here. Here we go. So we started the show tonight with Dolph and Drew coming out to the ring. A minute later, Strowman came out behind them. They started running their mouths about how they are going to be changing the scene of the WWE. Braun took the mic, started going on about how Roman has the Shield and he has his Hounds of Justice, while Braun has his Dogs of War. Quite interesting, if I must say. They were going on and on about how the balance of power is shifting in the WWE. The Shield music hits. The Shield starts making their way down through the crowd. As they get to the partition and they get over it, right before they get over it, Dean pulls out a duffel bag and hands each of them axe handles. Kind of like, whoa, hold on. So they climb over and they destroyed absolutely everybody outside of the ring. Dolph, Drew, and Braun, of course, ran like the little girls they are. Haha. We then go to a brief little video clip vignette of backstage in the Bella's locker room, where the two of them, where Nikki and Brie are talking about what they're going to do tonight against the Riot Squad, because we have Nikki facing Ruby Riott. We go to commercial. We come back from commercial. We have Baron Corbin in the back talking with the Shield. He has a line of cops behind him. Basically, he's telling them that they will get arrested again if they don't leave the premises. Also, if they don't leave the premises peacefully and leave their weapons behind, they are going to, he will force Seth and Roman to vacate their titles, which means we will be without an Intercontinental Champion and without a Universal Champion, which, that's definitely not what you want 6 days before a pay-per-view. So, yeah. But he says they need to leave their weapons so that they don't get arrested for assault on an officer. If they don't leave their weapons, they'll vacate their titles and they will be sent to jail for, in quoting Baron's words, a very long time. Seth says, okay, that's no problem. They each in turn drop their weapons. Roman first and walks out, then Seth, and then Dean with, a little bit of that lunatic smirk on his face that we've come to love so much. Next we have Nikki versus Ruby Riott. The two of them go back and forth in the ring. It's a pretty good match. We also had a few little minor altercations outside between the Riot Squad and Brie. Nikki ends up winning overall with the Rack Attack 2.0. We then we go to commercial. We come back and we have a nice live segment with The Big Show featuring a bunch of kids for Connor's Cure. These are all like special kids that are from Louisiana that had all come up with little like wrestling personas, and he introduces each of them as their personas and then talks about donating to Connor's Cure and how important that is. I will admit I did tear up a little bit during this portion of the show because, well, I'm kind of a big softie, even though I try to act like I'm a big old badass, but I'm kind of a big softie a lot. We then have the Authors of Pain come out, and they're facing Nathan Bradley and Ronnie Ace. The match is pretty much over before it starts, and very, very few moves of offense on the sides of the Authors of Pain, and absolutely no defense what to speak of from Ronnie Ace. They hit the Super Collider on him, and they get the pin. 1, 2, 3, boom. It's over. That's all she wrote. We then have Triple H show up, and as he walks in, he's looking at the line of police that Corbin has there, trying to, make sure he keeps the Shield out. Ooh, oh no, not the Shield. Triple H comes out. He's basically talking about Undertaker and how last week the segment with Shawn obviously said stuff that touched a nerve with the Undertaker, so much so that the Undertaker felt he actually had to come out and respond. And first, Triple H was thinking that maybe that meant the Undertaker didn't respect Shawn, and that maybe the Undertaker didn't respect him. And then he said that basically, in his opinion, he realizes that the Undertaker has absolutely no respect left for himself. He said that he has actually now, because of this, pretty much lost all respect that he had left for the Undertaker, and he will put to rest the last bit of respect that he does have for the Undertaker during the match next month in Australia. After this, we have a rematch with Ziggler and McIntyre, who are now being billed as the Dogs of War, against the B Team for the Raw Tag Team Champions. There's a bit of a back and forth for this, but obviously, with their lovely little new combo they have with the Claymore and the Zigzag, the Dogs of War managed to retain the Raw Tag titles. As they're in the ring celebrating, out of nowhere, Seth and Dean come in and attack the two of them. They dump Drew with a lariat to Ziggler. Drew then pulls Ziggler out to avoid the blackout, or also better known formerly as the curb stomp. Backstage, Corbin gets on Seth and Dean, saying to them, he said the Shield needed to leave. Are they looking to get arrested? Are they looking to force his hand? Seth just basically kind of smiles and goes, but the Shield's not here. The Shield left. We're just Seth and Dean. We're not the Shield. We're just two people who happen to be in the Shield. Basically goes into a whole legal blah, blah, blah about, with Seth talking to Baron about him falsifying arrest records, wanting to know exactly what the reason was they were arrested for last week, what the real reason would be that they would be arrested for this week. There's basically no answer. So then Seth introduces the third person that's standing there with them as a sheriff that they have on standby from Orleans Parish, who is ready to issue a warrant on Baron Corbin. The sheriff begins reading Corbin his rights, and Corbin's just like, no, wait. Asks Seth, he's like, can we talk about this in private? So Seth goes to talk to Corbin. The camera follows Dean and the sheriff as they walk away. Now, Dean is very interested in asking about speeding offenses and basically saying that he feels the speed limit should just be a suggestion. It shouldn't be a hard, fast rule of how fast you can drive, which, hey, I admire his spirit for coming up with that. It's, pretty entertaining. Seth comes out and says they don't need the sheriff's services anymore, but thank you. And the sheriff says to Dean, he's like, if you guys need any help in the future, give me a call. Dean just kind of looks at him. He's like, anytime? And he's like, yeah. So as Dean and Seth walk away, the camera actually pans to the sheriff's name tag, and we see that the sheriff's name tag has the first initial G and the last name Ambrose. Interesting. We then had Kevin Owens come to the ring, but before anything can happen, they go to commercial. We come back from commercial with Tyler Breeze coming to the ring. So it's going to be KO versus Tyler Breeze, but the match doesn't even get to happen because KO basically attacks Breeze and all kinds of stuff, and basically whatever. So as Tyler gets helped away, KO gets a mic, and he's basically going on and on about how everybody thought he left 2 weeks ago. And the reason he left 2 weeks ago was because he was tired. He was tired of not being treated the way he felt he deserved to be treated. And Baron Corbin called him and basically begged him to come back, and has basically given him carte blanche to do whatever he wants. So him last week jumping Jinder was because he wanted to do it. This week, making an example of Tyler Breeze was because he wanted to do it. Taking part in the first segment of the night, where everybody was out there to back up the Dogs of War, was because he wanted to do it. And now the reason he has come back and the reason he wants to be back is Bobby Lashley, because it's all Bobby's fault that his best friend Sami Zayn is not there to help him. So he's basically going to do whatever he can to take out Bobby Lashley and make him pay for taking out his best friend Sami Zayn. We then have an interesting tag match with the team of Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. Renee actually jokingly called them Ready, Willing, and Glorious, which I actually thought was kind of cute. They faced the Ascension. Things went back and forth a bit. Roode was ready to start the match. Gable hit him in the back, tagged himself in, and felt he needed to start against Victor. Gable was doing really good, and then the tides turned. They were beating the crap out of him for a while. He ended up making the hot tag to Roode, which everybody got happy. Roode took both of the Ascension out. Then as Roode's getting ready to do his glorious, Gable comes up from behind him, slaps him in the back, tags himself in. He does it, and then next thing you know, he hits the Chaos Theory on Victor and gets the pin. Roode was still actually very happy about getting the pin. The two of them hugged in the ring. They celebrated a little bit and stuff, and, well, you know, it is what it is. We then go backstage to Baron Corbin with the Dogs of War, a.k.a. Ziggler and McIntyre. And they're going on and on about how things aren't fair. And he's like, well, things are a little tricky in Louisiana. There are certain things we can do, certain things we cannot do. But he's like, with me being here as I am, I actually have some things that I need to do. So one of the things I need to do is make a big match. Since this is my first pay-per-view, I need to make a big match. He said, you guys are going to be part of that big match. So he actually announced that for Sunday, we are getting the Raw Tag Team titles on the line with Ziggler and McIntyre facing the team of Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, which, hey, I'm pretty excited. I think it'll be a good match. We then ended up having a commercial break, came back, and we had a women's tag match that happened. We had the teams of Alexa Bliss and Mickie James, who were accompanied by Alicia Fox, which, okay, whatever. Alicia Fox is basically a glorified manager now. Okay, sure. Great. Cool. I will say, though, I completely agree with, I believe it was Renee's assessment of Alicia's outfit, that she looked like she belonged back in a Paula Abdul video. Specifically the video for Cold Hearted. If you're a little too young and you don't remember, honey, YouTube it. You will be eye-opened. Oh, yes. But, basically, the match was pretty decent. Good back and forth, back and forth. Then, Alexa very boldly attempts to go for an armbar on Natalya, which Natalya very quickly turns into a roll-up. She gets out of it. Alexa lays her out, goes over and slaps Ronda in the face. Ronda goes chasing after her. Alexa slides out of the ring, runs around the ring, slides back into the ring, only to be, basically whooped around. We ended up winning with Ronda getting an armbar on Mickie, and she very pointedly made sure she was looking at Alexa as she did it. After that, we have Ronda and Natty celebrating in the ring, and Alexa goes with a cheap shot, hitting Ronda in the ribs. Now, there were questions about whether or not she actually seriously injured Ronda's ribs, and whether or not Ronda would actually be able to compete Sunday. Ronda actually later comes back, and they're doing a promo with her in the back, and she said, yes, her ribs are hurt, but she doesn't care. She has not yet ever not competed in a fight, and ever canceled a match, and she doesn't plan on doing it now. So she will see Alexa on Sunday in the ring. We then have Elias in the ring, getting ready to do his concert, if that's what you want to call it. He actually gets interrupted by Mick Foley. Mick Foley is basically going on and on about how everything that happened, how he's going to be a special guest referee for the Braun versus Roman match at Hell in a Cell, how being in the Hell in a Cell match changed him, and this and that. And basically he said he talked to Steph, got Steph to give him a favor, and Steph allowed him to make a match for tonight. That match was coming up next, and it was Elias versus Finn. Finn pretty predictably got the win, but I still enjoyed it. We then get to our final segment of the night with Braun, who has been going all around the entire night since he's seen Rollins and Ambrose back there looking for Roman. He's looking for him, he's looking for him, he's looking for him, and he's not finding him. So he goes to Charlie and he's like, where is he? And Charlie's like, as in Charlie Caruso, she's like, well, why don't you go out to the ring and call him and maybe he'll come out and find you. So Braun gets in the ring, starts calling out Roman. Next thing you know, Roman is standing next to the announce table. Braun comes up after him. Roman hits him with a Superman punch. The two of them go back and forth. Braun tries to basically force Roman through the screens there with the bottom, like the base parts of the Titantron that have like the little logo on them and everything. He was basically trying to smash him through that. He got Roman down, and he grabbed the title, stood over him holding it like, ha, look what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. Brings Roman up onto the announce table. He goes to do something to him. Roman actually manages to reverse it, get Braun up on his shoulders, and gave him a Samoan drop off of the announce table, and they went through the platform there for the floor. And the night ended with Roman standing tall over Braun, holding his title up. So, yeah. That's basically what you missed on Raw if you didn't see it tonight. Obviously, you know the WWE YouTube is going to have all types of highlights about it and everything. And, well, hey, I'm just trying to, show some people, hey, this is what's going on. Plus, like I said, I'm also trying to get a little bit more comfortable with talking into the camera and everything. Oh, by the way, also, yes, I know I'm a couple years early, but I am showing who I am going for president for 2020. I'm voting for Cody. All right. I hope you guys have an awesome night. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the stuff that I'm doing, please watch my other videos. Also, please hit the button below and subscribe, and hit the bell, which will notify you when I post new videos. I would really appreciate it. Also, if you could like this video and leave comments, that would be absolutely awesome. I will try to leave down in the bottom underneath here other places that you can find me, such as my Snapchat and my Twitter. Also, I have a couple different ways that you can donate to my channel to help me to be able to, get like a better camera and stuff, to be able to have better filmed quality of content, as well as for, to be able to help me get stuff to use towards content. So, all right. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you. Have an awesome night, and bye.